just before the Lost Dutchman State Park's a little private Lost Dutchman Museum that we're going to take some time for. Still a little early to check in. The church structure over there was part of a Wild West movie set that was in this part of Arizona. Most of it burned down about 10 years ago, but the church lived on, still used for weddings and so forth. So let's go inside and see what kind of displays they have. It's pet friendly, so the dog's with us. And if we work our way around the side, we've got that famous profile of the Superstition Mountains. Some of the outdoor activities here. Of course, there's a gift shop at the museum. And as you can see, Sadie's here. So it's pet friendly. Got a bronze of a Remington out here, sitting on a stand. Pretty cool. Big saguaro. And of course the superstitions. This barn was part of the movie set. Didn't burn down in the fire. It's got a general store and some other stuff in there. I think we need to take a look around. Here's some pictures of the TV stars and footprints and signatures in concrete. Some of the performers who played roles here when this was a active movie set.
Destination will be on the left. Your destination is on the left.
Hey weekend campers, today we're at the Lost Dutchman State Park near Apache Junction, Arizona on the far east side of the Phoenix metropolitan area. We are literally at the foot of the Superstition Mountains. You know, the Superstition Mountains get their names going back for many, many years, and it's the home of the legend of the Lost Dutchman's Mine, where a person who was out here, a guy by the name of Joseph Weiss was out here, came across people mining for gold, according to some of the legends. Was not a very nice man. took some of that gold and lived comfortably thereafter, but then left some clues to the fact that there was more of that gold out in the Superstitions. Well, over the years, lots of people have come out looking for the Lost Dutchman's mine, but to no avail. And unfortunately, a number of people have lost their lives looking for it because, as you're going to see as we walk around the campground, this is really rugged desert terrain. Now, the state park itself is really pretty nice. It has water and electricity at most of the campsites. It's got flush toilets and shower facilities located throughout the campground. The campsites themselves appear quite level. I know with the one that we're using, we didn't need any blocks or anything. We just backed in. The level showed it was perfectly level, and we've been happy while we're here. It's not a place where you're going to find shade. There's not shade structure over the tables like we are here. You can probably see some shadows in my face from the sun that's coming up on this beautiful October day. And unfortunately, even here now in the middle of October, there are still fire restrictions, so the campfire is going to go unused this trip. So let's take a walk around some of the campgrounds here at the park. We'll take a look at some of the facilities, some of the campsites, and of course we'll get some pretty nice views of the Superstition Mountains. I'm just going to do a pan shot around our campsite. We are right at the foot of the Superstitions. It was a beautiful sunset last night with all the shadows and various colors, dark mauves and oranges and so forth on the mountain as the sun went down. In this view, we're looking kind of to the southwest, and so we're going to move counterclockwise here. Along with water at the campsites and a couple of independent spigots around this campsite, there's also a modern shower house. A couple of these throughout the park. This one's just down the road from our campsite. At one point, I'm sure this park was out in the boonies, but as you can hear, there's kind of an amusement facility just across the road. Been hearing a little garden train whistle blowing every few minutes. You just maybe heard some of the cheering of some event that's happening over there. So as the Phoenix area grows, you have to get further and further away to end up at a fairly remote place. So all in all, this has been a pretty good camping experience. State Park kind of formed the middle ground in terms of closeness to other campers. Our experiences in national forests is that the campsites are quite a ways away from each other. Here in state and county parks, they're closer, but still reasonably private. And then, of course, you've got the RV parks where you're parked right next to your neighbor. And so the campgrounds here at Lost Dutchman State Park are in that middle category. They're not very far from one another, but they're still far enough to have a sense of privacy. Each of the campsites has got a gravel area that's been raked out. It's pretty level. It's got a heavy-duty table, a fire ring that you can use for campfires and for cooking. So all in all, it's a pretty nice facility, again, with water, electricity, and then a small shop at the contact center at the opening of the park for you to pick up some of those things that you might have forgotten that are really necessary to continue the trip. So, all in all, Lost Dutchman State Park is a pretty nice place to be. Reserve early. I looked earlier at some of the reservations, and they are really pretty filled up. You know, Phoenix is one of the popular spots for winter visitors, and many of those winter visitors move around from park to park, and they get their reservations in early, so you may have to do the same. In this particular trip, we got our reservations in for this October stay near the end of August. So if you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up button below the video and subscribe to the Weekend Camper channel. Click on the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. Thanks for watching.